Well, thank you for coming on the Red Carpet Roundtable podcast.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. I always ask all the actors this. How did you get into the entertainment industry?
Okay. This is how much time do you need? Because I got okay. Well, basically I started a long time ago. So I was born in Boston. Like for better for worse, I don't really have the Boston accent. Do that. Do it, do that as you want. But yeah, so basically I started when I was in pre-K. I went to an elementary school. This is back in Belmont, Massachusetts, from pre-K to sixth grade. And every single year from first grade to sixth grade, like we would put on plays. So the first play I saw in pre-K was Peter Pan. It was like sixth graders. They put on the musical. It was amazing. I loved it. So I was excited. I'm like, oh, I can't wait to do this. So the first role I ever had in life was I was an elf in the Elves and the Shoemaker in first grade. So that's how I got into it. Like I love to talk. I was kind of got in trouble because I talk so much in school. So me being able to like pretend and talk, and that's what we were supposed to do. It was the best thing of all time. I loved drama class, loved music class, and I loved art class, and I loved history class and English class when we got to read. So basically, so first grade did Elves and the Shoemaker. Second grade, I was my first starring role, first lead role, Walter the Lazy Mouse. Third grade, I forget what it was, but I'm pretty sure I played like a sleazy agent. So we did that. Fourth grade, I don't remember. I don't remember like fourth or fifth grade, but for sixth grade, we did the musical and it was Annie. So I got to sing. I was like the radio guy, so I got to sing like like the smile song. So that was fantastic. And I loved it. But I never really thought of it as a career. It was just like I
Hmm.
just love
Hmm.
doing this. This is great. I was able to really dive into it. Middle school, I really didn't do much because I was trying to be like an angsty cool kid. So I really wasn't doing too much acting. And then it wasn't until 11th grade when like it was for like one of those clubs, like a high school club. We were putting on like a little mini history play about the Harlem Renaissance. Now again, had a great time, loved it. And the guy that directed it was like, hey, maybe you should consider pursuing acting in some way. So I was like, yeah, why not? And so uh 12th grade happened. I did drama class. I don't think I didn't do a play, but I took drama class. It was really fun. Uh English class, we had to do read Shakespeare. We were doing Romeo and Juliet, and I think we might have been doing like one of his other plays. And I remember this is just in class. This wasn't even on stage, but I remember forgetting my lines, and I was like, oh, it was just super embarrassing. So like I was supposed to make my exit, so I just left the classroom and I didn't come back into the classroom until like class was over. And everyone thought I was like in the hallway crying. It's like, nah, I just didn't know when I could come back in because I didn't want to interrupt anybody's anybody's work. So, but by then, like I was like, okay, you know what? I do want to get into acting, but I really didn't know where to begin.
Hmm.
Um, and so I'm gonna age myself. At the time, Tyler Perry he was just making it big. He was just making a name for himself. So my master plan was okay. I'm gonna move to Atlanta. I'm going to intern for Tyler Perry, and somehow, some way, he's gonna notice me, and I'm gonna, star in a movie that's gonna be, off of the races. Obviously, that didn't happen because it turned out that you had to be a senior, I think, in college before you could intern for his production company. So yeah, so basically, I was in Atlanta for 2 years. That's a whole other story. That's a whole other podcast because Atlanta is insane, in some very good ways.
Hmm.
Atlanta's legendary. Like the show Atlanta, very accurate. So I was out in Atlanta for 2 years, and then I made the choice. I got to go to California to like really learn how to act. I never got an official like acting like an acting technique. I didn't even know what an acting technique was at the time. So I moved to San Francisco because I thought if I moved to LA first, I'm gonna get way too distracted. There's way too many distractions out in LA, especially when I was, early 20s. So I'm like, San Francisco is close enough. I went to Academy of Art for a little bit. And when we were there, it was interesting because a lot of people at the time, like, freshman year, I guess, first year, uh, a lot of people thought that acting was going to be like an easy grade. They thought it was going to be like an easy A. So a lot of people weren't taking it seriously. Obviously, there were a lot of people that were, but a lot of people started off thinking it was just going to be an easy grade. And my first year there was this one teacher that he was like this mysterious dude because everyone's like, oh, he's the strictest guy of all time. Like he's so mean. He gets mad when people don't know their lines. He's requiring everybody to come through, memorize. I'm like, this he just sounds like he just likes what he does. He's like a legend. He was like legendary because I never knew what he looked. I didn't know what he looked like because this is before Instagram. So I'm like seeing all these teachers walking by. I'm like, yo, is it him? Is that him? Is that him? It's like, no, 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 no. So I finally figured out what classroom he was teaching in. I waited till the end of one of the classes. I walked in, like, hey man, look, I've heard a lot about you. I like the vibe. So like, what's your class called? How do I sign up? And he gave me the information. And so second semester I signed up, and this was the Meisner Technique class. And guy's name Jim. Shout out to Jim, love you. That was like my first like official like class where you had to show up on time. You had to have your lines. You had to be professional, and like there was no excuses. And if you messed up, you get
Right,
called
right.
out.
And if you mind me asking, don't mean to cut you off. So you were originally from Atlanta, Georgia.
No, I'm from Boston. Boston originally.
Boston, I'm sorry, from
Yeah,
Boston.
yeah,
And cut the summary to refresh the audience. You went from Boston, you went to
uh-huh,
Atlanta,
yeah,
and here you are in LA.
yes,
And that is wow, what a journey, you
yeah,
know. And I just want to say, because to me, don't mean to cut you off,
yeah,
is
yeah,
that it's a testimony, what I'm hearing from you.
yeah.
What I'm hearing from you is a testimony, a
Mm,
powerful testimony that I've been hearing from almost every actor and actresses. It's not giving up their goal, not giving
yeah,
up their dream.
yeah,
And that's where you're telling. You went
yeah,
from Boston,
hmm,
from your home, your home to
yeah,
Atlanta, Georgia,
hmm,
right?
hmm,
And here you are right now in LA, still
yeah.
pursuing your dream.
Still going for it. Still
That's a
acting. Still acting.
motivation to a lot of kids out there,
Yeah.
in my opinion, because a, a lot about this entertainment industry is, which you omit, is you have to have a thick skin.
Hmm.
And a lot of people don't understand it until they experience it.
Yeah.
And it's like the auditions and
Hmm.
like you, traveling from
Yeah.
states that, Boston, Atlanta, and LA. I didn't mean to cut you
Yeah.
off, but
No, no, it's all good.
your journey is a powerful testimony
Oh, thank
because
you.
it's
Thank you.
to me, it's about not giving up.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
a passion.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I feel like I feel like, there's gonna be roadblocks for sure, but it's I don't know, might sound cliche, but it is character building, and it's a good. I always make the joke like, hey, look, man, all this crazy stuff that's going down, it's gonna be a good story to tell on what Jimmy Kimmel or whatever. You know what I mean?
Well,
But
I didn't mean to cut you up. Tell me about
yeah,
the class. You went to his class,
I
and
did.
how was it? We got it, and we have to end there right there. We got to tell me how because
Of
everybody
course.
you've been hearing, he was mean, he was tough.
Nah.
So
Well, he wasn't mean though. That's the thing. He was passionate about it. He was passionate about acting. Like and so like I loved it. It was great to be in there. It's like everyone's like you got to lock in, you got to put the work in. and I eventually went from Academy of Art to take his actual go to his actual
Uh-huh,
acting school
uh-huh.
with Melissa Thompson Asaya. Shout out to her at the time when she was working there too. And again, it was great because it was you got to be focused and you just put in the work. That was the biggest thing. You got to put in the work and commit to it.
Commitment.
And yeah, that was. And I think going there really helps set up like a really solid foundation of preparing for a role and just
Hmm.
getting into getting into work mode. And then once that it was like a 2-year course, so I came back every so often to help out with other classes, and then I made my way to at the time in San Francisco, BHP Beverly Hills Playhouse with Rob and Peter. So Peter Alice, Robert Zimmerman, and I've been with them for and they now have their own studio called ZA, but it's the same thing where like you got to put in the work and it's putting in the reps and putting in the hours, and it's really good too because there's a lot, like everyone there is they're on board for it. So yeah, I love that. Like the whole
Amazing.
just preparing for
Congra
a role and all that's great.
That's awesome. Congratulations and everything
Thanks,
success you've done. It
thanks.
is. So, I want to dig into my how do you prepare for a role that is emotionally and mentally?
Mostly like like heavy.
Yes.
Yeah, well, it's for me if it's like a mix because I like to listen to interviews. Like I'm really interested in just why people do what they do, whether it's positive or negative. So if it's something like really extreme, I will listen to interviews of people that have gone through like a similar experience to the character that I'm getting ready to play. Just getting the vibe, what their job is, how they felt, and just sometimes there are little, takeaways that stick. And then taking that and then uh I guess am just like really trying to imagine and put myself in that position. Like one of the cool things that I learned in Meisner is something called histories. And like mental preparation, like deliberate daydreaming. So it's basically just imagining myself in a specific scenario that, whether it's like mentioned in the script or something that I make up as like a backstory that would help drive the scene. So that's a big thing for me. Yeah. Luckily, I don't have to deal with when I was when I was so back when I was at this reminds when I was doing Meisner when I was first in Academy of Art. I know my roommates at the time thought I was crazy because I'm like in the corner just like eyes closed, just off in my own world. So they must have thought I was weird. I am weird, but they must have thought I was very, very weird. So yeah, yeah,
I want to dig into audition real quick,
yeah.
and
Mhm.
a lot of people, um, I want to say a lot, it is the truth because, and this is for your testimony, because we have a lot of young kids and
Mhm.
young adults who want to get into the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
And and this is where it means to have a thick skin.
Mhm.
And a lot of them are like, okay, I'm gonna get in this audition and I think I'm gonna get it. And then you
Mhm.
get rejected.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my gosh, am I not tall enough? Am I not
Mhm.
pretty enough? This is
Mhm.
female views. Am my makeup
Mhm.
not good enough? What is it?
Yeah.
And for male, it's the same thing. It's like, oh my gosh, am I too short? Is my beard not good? My hair not
Mhm.
too long? But
Mhm.
they don't realize it's not about them. The role is
Mhm.
not right for them.
Mhm.
So, what's what's your testimony and your story that you would like to give all those young actors out there?
Well, I always tell myself if I don't get it, it's because I'm too handsome. That's just it's a tough life to live. Nah, for me, look, honestly, I think that the most important thing for me is uh winning the room. That's a phrase that like a lot of people I talk with, a lot of my friends we talk about this. It's winning the room. That's the biggest thing. So it's putting out a tape that you're proud of, like you did your thing, like it's solid work, it's great, and it's less about. But look, if I book the role, that's fantastic. That's amazing if I book the role. But if but it's also there's also a win if you get pinned, if you get a check of veil, that's always a plus. And then also if you keep on if they keep on auditioning you, the biggest thing is like having consistency in the work that you put out. And sometimes if you want to send in two takes, like if you want to be a little risky with one of the takes and you like it and it works out and it could fit, throw it in there. I think it's not being
Hmm.
how do I say this? Like hold like straining it. You know what I mean? It's like just let it go. And just do your thing. This is your chance to act. Just pretend like okay, this is the take that we're gonna use on set, and if they like it, great. If not, it's all good. There'll be something else. Um, and I also think that doing like working on your own stuff is another thing too. Because I feel like and I've just started to do this. I really started to started writing some shorts or like collaborating with friends. So it's if I don't get the audition, I still have my own work that I'm gonna put out, and I feel like it's gonna get to a level where if I don't get the audition, then the people are gonna come to me and say, "Look, we like what you do. Just here you go, you good." So I think it's just not being. I don't want to say desperate because I know that's not the word. That's not the specific word, but it's just do your thing. Just put the work in,
Hmm.
put your best foot forward, give the best take that you can, and then that's what it is. Like somebody will see it. Because like look, I mean, there's what was it? What was it? Bryan Cranston, like he got Breaking Bad because of a role he did on X Files years ago. So you never know. You never know, and it could be. And again, it could be too tall, too short, too good looking, too you look too much like my ex. But I think if the work is still good, someone's gonna see it eventually. And so it's you're just building. All the no's are building up to a bigger yes. I look at it that way.
Amen. I
Yeah,
totally agree with you.
yeah.
I'm going back and forth on questions here, but I want to talk about any upcoming projects that you're allowed to talk about.
Any upcoming projects? Not yet. I literally got a really cool audition today from my reps that I'm excited to do. It's a quick scene, but like the project itself would be amazing to get. So if I get it, I'll talk
Cross
about
our
it later.
fingers, cross our
Yeah, yeah,
fingers.
yeah. Put
So,
out the good vibes. Put out the good vibes. But it would be great to be on that
I
project.
can't wait.
Yeah, but it's I'm
Hopefully.
I'm excited to just audition, man. It's
Yes.
gonna be cool.
Now in 2025, last year, you
Hmm.
were in, I believe, The Last Con. Um,
Yeah.
the short, you can
Hmm.
play, and you played Jake.
Hmm.
Um, what can you tell the audience about the character you played?
Yeah. So Jake he owned a bar, and we filmed in San Francisco with somebody from my old acting class, Andrew. AJ, he directed it, and Jake he's ready to leave. He wants to just get out of town. Like he's done with the bar life. He's done. He has one more. Like he's like one more day. Like I like what was it like? Like 2 more days till my retirement, that sort of vibe. And basically, there's a couple that come into the bar and they think Jake is the perfect guy to con. Because they see like I'm the owner of the bar. I got my backpack full of money. And I have like the keys to the rest of the safe and all that stuff. So basically, it's me getting conned from the lady, and I fall for her, head over heels, and I look, come away with me, like let's like run away with me. This is gonna be great. Like I'm ready to live my life, and I'm not gonna spoil anything, but that's the premise, that's the scenario. So
And where
basically,
can people watch that?
Vimeo.
Okay,
Vimeo. Vimeo. I
awesome. So
think
everybody,
the link is somewhere.
okay,
Yeah, if you
everybody
look
needs
up the
to
last
check that
comment
out.
on
And of
Vimeo, yeah.
course, you were in the one that got away in
hmm
2025, and you also played Jack in that
Yeah,
character. And
yeah,
what can you tell everybody about your character? Not to spoil it, but let's go.
yeah. So this is set in the future. It's kind of like a post-apocalyptic, The Last of Us sort of vibe. No zombies. Basically, the main protagonist they took the life of one of my brothers, one of my family, and I'm trying to find, I'm trying to get revenge, by any means necessary. By any means necessary, I got to get revenge. So I'm pretty much just trying to hunt these guys down and take out all three.
Wow.
Yeah,
What an intense it's like a horror thrasher movie there.
yeah,
That's so cool.
yeah.
Um, and now a lot of people must be curious for you.
Mm,
What is your genre dream role?
mm,
Horror, thrasher, action,
yeah,
detective, firefighter. Or
yeah.
what is like? Maybe it's hard because a lot of actors like to play different roles.
Uh-huh.
But for you,
Mhm,
what is your favorite role, all-time favorite role that you want to play? And once
mhm.
you play it, you're like, okay, I don't care what role I play anymore.
Well, one role that I'd love to play, it would be something like True Detective. Like I love True Detective. Like I love, again, mystery thrillers. Miami Vice was one of them. I think it's already being made, so I got beaten to the punch. But I love mystery thrillers. Something like yeah, True Detective, like or like something like Seven. Like I love that sort of vibe, that sort of genre. Uh, yeah, I'd love to be on that, but I feel like it's never gonna be over. There's always gonna be something like, yeah, because there's so many movies and genres that I love.
Hmm.
So it's like, oh, if I could do something like this, if I could do something like that. So there's a lot, but I'd say the top one right now would be like a gritty mystery thriller type of movie or show.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the most pivotal moment in your career?
Hmm. Uh, I'd say. Okay, so a few years back, I did like a promo for Devolver Digital, and it was the first time I was working with these guys, and it was not I'd known about like their vibe and like how they like to shoot. They like a lot of long takes, and they like a lot of very uh intense dialogue, like a lot of crazy, quirky dialogue. And it was like my first time, like this, like it was my coverage, and it was one of those things where because of a few things that had happened before, like every minute, like we didn't have time to waste. Like you really couldn't mess up too many times. And it was one of those things where I was like, money was definitely on the line, and I was very nervous because, like, look, we have to do this in one take. And it was one of the things where we had to go around like office cubicles, and I'm talking to the camera, delivering all this dialogue, and I'm following the camera, and the camera's following me, and we're doing all this crazy chaos is happening. And yeah, it was one of those things where the nerves were up there, but I was able to deliver. Same thing with another scene where, again, one long take, and again, the nerves were up there, but I think it was pivotal because, again, it was like that was it was a professional set, and it was like the first real professional set I had been on when I had like a lot of dialogue. And yeah, I think that's up there in the top in the top three so far. So yeah, just try delivering under pressure. I think that was like a
Wow.
huge
M-
moment. Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. Um, for you personally,
Mhm.
is there a person or anybody who has really emotionally impacted you in this so far in this life journey? I know your life journey is still continuing as yourself
Yeah,
as an actor,
yeah.
but as of right now,
Mhm.
has there anybody who emotionally impacted you?
It within the acting world, or is this just like in life in general? Because I mean, there's a
Both,
lot of people.
both.
Oh my God. Can I can give you like a handful. I mean, number one would definitely be my mom. You know, she's been on this journey with me since, you know, since day one. And you know, she's been extremely supportive of me for the you know, just since I can remember. So I think having, you know, family, you know, in your corner is a huge thing. And you know, she's, you know, always cheering me on, and always, you know, listen to me if I'm, you know, if I'm getting a little down. If, like I say, if I didn't, you know, again, you know, I'm very positive, but you know, sometimes, you know, things get to you. So, you know, she's definitely been there to you know, listen to all my rants and my wins and my losses. So that's been huge. Um, and I'd say you know, my one of my acting teachers, I mean all my acting teachers, but specifically uh Christine Collusion, she's been
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
fantastic, very kind, introspective, and just like, you know, really, you know, deep individual, and just a very welcoming. And yeah, she's been, you know, and resilient too. You know, she was Carl Weathers' partner, and so, you know, that was, you know, you know, everybody losing, you know, losing Carl was huge on everybody, but she was extremely resilient. So I got a lot of respect and love for her. So
Amen.
those two people come to
Family
mind.
helping each other is it. That's so powerful.
Yeah.
Um, I want to talk about how do you rebuild confidence after rejection or criticism?
Mm. I mean, look, criticism, I say take everything with a grain of salt, of course, but I think there's always something to learn from criticism. And look, especially if it's coming from a positive place, you know what I mean, or like a healthy place. And then rejection, it's it's one of those things where I think accepting that it's going to happen. And I think also too, if you get a lot of rejection, also though taking time to look at the accomplishments, you know, like not letting accomplishments get overshadowed by the rejection. And also knowing too, and again, I think if you are putting, like, you know, your best foot forward and putting in the effort, uh, you can't really feel too bad about that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's tough if you know, if look, I remember, like, I did the self tape. I know it was amazing. It was great. It was great. It was great. Like, you know, and I got great reactions from, you know, from teachers and like the like friends and family that I showed. Didn't hear anything back. You know, it is what it is, man. But it's one of those things where it's just you got to keep on, you just got to keep on moving forward and not get too uh just yeah, not get too caught up in it. And I think also too, if you do get upset about the rejection, don't act like it. Don't push it to the side. Like, you know, feel like the frustration and the sadness, but then move on. I mean, there was a time last it was a time last year I was helping everybody that I knew with self tapes. I wasn't getting anything. I'm like, God damn, this is crazy. And you know, but you know, you know, it's peaks and valleys. It's peaks and valleys, and I also think listening to people that are at that top level, they've been through
Mm-hmm.
it too. You know, they've been through it too. Like, what was it, Giancarlo Esposito? Like, he was about to, you know, he was about to take an extreme route, you know, before he got the role of Gut. So I mean, it's one of those things where you never know when it's going to happen. And I feel like
Right.
I think the worst thing would be to like, to give up and like walk away when you're like this close. You're this close. Uh, so I say just, have the hope and the trust and belief in yourself and just keep on, doing your own thing as well, and live life. Live life.
Amen. Amen.
Like, yeah,
I
yeah,
totally agree with you. Live life.
yeah,
Go for it.
yeah,
And we all will, every actor and every actresses will feel that,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
I noticed on your IMDb,
Hmm.
I've been researching, you're a
Yeah.
director.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think, I ask a lot of actors this and actresses who do multiple hats, which
Hmm.
to me is amazing. There's nothing a shame about it.
Hmm.
For you, how does it feel having two hats? Well, you're cinematographer as well, so
Yeah.
um,
Not a
but
great one, but I do what
right,
I
being an actor and a
can.
director,
Hmm.
um, I think a lot of people may be wondering what made you decide to step into that other role and say, you know what, I want to be a director.
Uh, no other choice. This was during COVID. It was during COVID. So like, we didn't have any options. So it was just doing what you had to do. And I think, and I really don't know how, other people direct me. It's just like just giving suggestions, even with like, acting class. If we're trying to figure out a scene, like all I can do is give, suggestions and like, let's try this, let's try that. um but like, it's always like a collaborative
Hmm.
experience. So again, it's all suggestion. Let's try to hone in what, where we want to go, what we want to do with the story, and go from there. But sometimes sometimes it's out of necessity. You just gotta you gotta do what you gotta do. Um, and I think I think everybody should, as
Hmm.
far as actors go. I think do other stuff, do stuff behind camera. You know what I mean? Because I think it gives a better perspective of of what goes on outside of act, because it's a collaborative experience. You know what I mean? Like, I've had to, like, theater wise, I've had to break down sets before. That's crazy. That's insane. That is insane, breaking down a set. You know what I mean? And just and experiencing, like, people, the crew has to come in at like, 5 in the morning or something. They're already getting everything set up. So at least for me, I think it gives me more appreciation and more respect for what everybody else does outside of the acting, because it all counts. It's all important, and it's, you got to show love. And I will never complain about, why it's taking so long for lights to get set up, because I do understand how intense that's got to be. I Take your time. If you're gonna make me look good, take your time. Take your time. I get it.
Amen. Take your time.
Yeah.
That's true. 100%. That is true. Um, if you could go back in time,
Hmm.
what would you tell yourself
Hmm.
at the age 10?
At age 10, uh, uh, I guess it's don't don't try to impress people so much. Yeah, like, don't try to impress people so much.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a pretty strong statement.
Hey, yeah. I was gonna say go to therapy, but at 10 years old, I don't think I had enough trauma built up.
No, not a that's not a good way to say it, but no offense to you, but I'm always curious. because everybody, if they could go back in time and they saw themselves at age 10 or 11
Mhm.
or 12, I'm always curious, and I'm sure the audience and the fan base is
Mhm.
so curious. Is like, what would they tell themselves?
Yeah.
What is the journey?
Yeah.
And yours is like you just said, and everybody else is different. But
Yeah.
to me, I love hearing other people's testimony, what their journey is.
Yeah.
And they're always is like, keep going, keep the passion. Don't, like most people I've hear is like, don't listen to the negative comments. Don't let anybody tell you can't do it. You
Yeah.
can do it because can
Yeah.
is a strong word. Can't, you
Mhm.
don't listen to that,
Mhm.
you know. And anybody can be in the entertainment industry with
Yeah.
or without college degree.
Mhm.
Keep that passion, you keep going, and I think that that's the journey and the testimony that everybody loves hearing because anybody who hears actors and directors and producers and in this journey
Mhm.
loves hearing stories like that. And to
Yeah.
me, it's powerful.
Mhm.
It's passion. It's
Mhm.
love. Storytelling. We love
Mhm.
storytelling.
Yeah.
That's that's
Yeah.
the thing,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
hmm That's there's no word other than storytelling. I
Yeah.
mean, because we are telling people's story.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, and the best part about that too is, like I think that people find a lot more, they can connect to, like, all types of people throughout all types of stories. I think that's the best part about, movies and TV and obviously, books and everything like that. Is just, you can, maybe at first glance, like, you might think, oh, this person's completely different from me, but you're always going to find some sort of commonality between the characters in these stories. Or even if you don't, like, there's some, you get like a look into this person's world, and then I think, again, you'll find commonalities regardless of how different they seem at first. So, like, that's what I love about movies and stories. And, it's great. It's great.
100%. I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, a lot of people must be wondering,
Mhm.
what's your why? Why are you doing this?
What is my why? Why am I doing this? I think for me, I think it's like a two, like, there's like like one's a more personal thing, I guess, more selfish reason, like a more, like, external reason. But I know for me, I love acting because I get to explore and express different parts of me that I probably would never get to do elsewhere. Um, and that's the more, like, that's a more selfish reason. And then, like, I'd say, like, a more, like a overall, reason is again, it's to let people connect and go on, just go on, like, go on journeys that they wouldn't be able to, that they might be too nervous to, or they might be too, they're not sure about. But it's telling that story and letting people, I guess, live through me as the character, and let people into different worlds.
Wow, that's powerful. Thank you for sharing that. It's
Yeah,
powerful. I appreciate
yeah.
it.
Thank you,
It's the
thank you.
truth. It's the
Yeah.
truth. Um, where can people find you on social media?
On social media, you can find me at the Wilson Official on Instagram. I, I think it's the same on Twitter X. I really don't. I know I'm not on that too often, but, like, the number one place is Instagram at the Wilson Official.
Wow. Well, thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
And I look forward to speaking with you again.
Likewise.
I would love
Likewise.
to talk about your next upcoming projects
Yes, indeed.
and more testimony from you and the journey continuing on.
Oh yeah, I have. There's so yo, I could probably you could probably talk for like 5 hours. I got way too many stories.
Yes, that's why I would love to have you back again.
Hell yeah, we'll have a part two. We'll have a part two coming up.
Yes. So thank you again. I look forward to speaking with you again soon. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate
You're
you.
very welcome. I'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.